Here's a fact. Nobody in human history, not even the OG Pappy Adam, has had a wholly, entirely, absolute original thought. Every idea has been based on some sort of discovery through our senses, whether that be something we've seen, something we've smelled, something we've heard, and whether that be from somebody else that we got it from or based it off of, or something we discovered through nature. Every idea, painting, craft in general has come from some sort of, and here's your word for the day, inspiration. And so obviously this would include our clothing. You can understand color theory and pattern matching and which textures should go with which and fit and all that, but you still won't have a total clear idea until you've seen an example for yourself. Now, I know it might seem obvious that you need to see some examples before you go tackle something yourself, especially something that's visual, but it's not so obvious where we can find good outfit inspiration. Emphasis on good. So today, that's what I'm going to show you guys, where and how to find outfit inspiration and a few things to watch out for, good and bad. But first, let me get this out of the way and tell you what not to use. Google images, Bing images, Agosia images, any search engine's images will usually give you, at least in my anecdotal experience, terrible results unless you're looking for something extremely specific. But even then, it's not the best choice. So good. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go to our first suggestion, which is company lookbooks. So I got my Craftsman Clothing olive chino Gurkha trousers. I love them, but I want to see more ways to pair this. Maybe there's a look that I haven't thought about yet. So go to the site and click on their lookbook. Lookbooks are photo shoots of models and outfits from the company. Now, generally, this is style advice that you should definitely be listening to, because if the garment is good and not tacky, then generally their styling of said garment isn't going to be tacky either. Now, I've mostly found lookbooks on smaller company sites, but some larger corporations like Gucci, they do have something very similar to this, but it's not as common, I've personally found with my own anecdotal evidence. Now, here, I love this. Now, I don't have a safari jacket yet, but I can take the idea and mold it into my own design using things that I actually do have. Now, the theme here is the green Gurkha chinos with a layered navy/blue top. So let's see what I can do with this. I have a blue merino wool Henley I can use, and I'll replace the safari jacket with my navy wool Tagliatore sports coat. Boom. And speaking of Tagliatore, I also have this patterned sport coat by them. It's really bold, but it's a more classic pattern, a little more renovated and modernized. Now let's see what the Tagliatore lookbook has to say. Now, while this isn't the same jacket right here, it's similar enough to where we can use it for inspiration. Note how the color theme is mainly gray and navy. The jacket is gray with some navy in it, so that's shown in not only the border of the pocket square, but his pants and his turtleneck. Now, without the jacket, it's a totally monochromatic look, and this predominant color, navy, is present also in the jacket. The same with this one, except this one is brown and navy. But that's the only difference here. And going on their journal with even more pictures, I found this exact same jacket. And since technically this is shades of brown that appear gray from afar, but it's really brown, they decided to use brown pants to match. Now, they chose a dark brown shirt with lighter brown pants. Now, I don't have a dark brown shirt, dress shirt like that, or plain brown pants really, except for some corduroys that aren't tailored yet. But what I could also do is play on the colors in here and keep the blue shirt, which goes with the blue stripe in this, and if I wanted to, with that tan stripe, I could put on some khaki dress pants. If I wanted to, it would work. It's going off of the same theme of that previous lookbook. Now, I can even look at lookbooks from other companies I haven't even purchased from yet, like Masura, for example, or Bottega Dalmut. And I don't have any items from these guys, but it's great inspiration nonetheless, because you can just see how one like this is assembled. And this is why things get easier when you go with more classic items, because if you're looking for inspiration for a gray Glen plaid or Glen check sport coat, for example, that's not limited to just one company. That's a classic piece. Oh, and by the way, I'll have all these sites I'm using linked in the description below, so you can just go check out the lookbooks. Now, it actually doesn't stop here, because most of these companies use a tool that I find one of the very best. Instagram. Now, Instagram is a double-edged sword. It can be the very best, but also the absolute worst if you don't know what you're doing or what you're looking for. So I'm gonna help you and give some tips on how to navigate through this dumpster fire, because you will find gold if you do it right. And gold there is. I would not be nearly this far in my style journey without Instagram. I'd probably just look basic and blech. Company pages generally have models wearing their outfits, or even layout pictures to see what pairs with what without anyone wearing it. And what you can do is go onto their tag page and see who's tagging their stuff, who's wearing their clothing. Or what we do at Craftsman, which I actually recommend more, is a lot of these pages will have influencers wearing their stuff. And that way you can see how it's done by the pros. And if you like how that influencer puts the outfit together, you can click on his page. Hopefully he's got other stuff in a style very similar, and then you can, go to town with that, or even go further and see who they're following, which influencers they're following, and pictures that they're liking and commenting positively on, and then you got even more good inspiration. Here are just a tiny few of my own personal recommendations of who to follow in case you don't know where to start. And also, comment below if you'd like me to make an entire video dedicated to Instagrammers that I personally follow and recommend. But here are just a few to start. Eric Boston, Blake Scott, The Don's Club, The Joe Bryan, This Is Timothy, Paul Luck Sartoria, Permanent Style, Xanification, Luca Rubinacci, Gabriel Cohen, Peter Tsotoro at Urban Composition, who is also a writer on Style Forum, which is another fantastic Instagram page that I highly recommend. Feel free to follow men's style photographers like Milada Betty, who not only has fantastic style himself, but takes absolutely killer photos of men dressed in incredible outfits. I really want to frame this so bad. Another great option is actually following boutiques, like my absolute favorite, Falco Boutique Caivano. This page is incredible. The dude has so many outfits. He posts every day of just the most complex, layered, amazing outfits. And that is such a good source of inspiration. And always look at how mannequins are dressed. They usually know how to dress. Inanimate objects know how to dress the best. Whether you're at the very beginning of your style marathon, just starting out, or you're a seasoned veteran with stylish gold medals and a Purple Heart, there is nobody on this earth that cannot benefit from inspiration. It's not copying, it's just using what works. So get to work and have fun. That's important. It's actually probably the most important. Well, one of. Because if we're not gonna have fun with this, we don't have to go the extra mile.